When I was 6 years old, I said to my mum, "Mum, when I grow up, I want to be a magician." And she said to me, "Chris, you can't do both." Now, I think jokes are a lot like magic tricks. The reason a few of you guys laughed at that is because you were probably expecting me to say something meaningful, and instead I gave you something you weren't expecting. Magic's kind of the same. You focus in on one thing right here, so you're surprised when something else happens over here. If somebody ever explains a joke to you, you probably know this, it immediately ceases to be funny. And magic's pretty much the same. If I explain to you how a trick works, it stops being magic. Despite that, the question I get asked most of all, wherever I go, is, how did you do that? It's not the only question I get asked. People say, can you predict the lottery? A lot of people say, did you go to Hogwarts? A guy at a gig I was doing last week came up to me and he was like, can you make my wife disappear? I was like, to be honest, keep up that attitude and it'll happen all by itself. Kids say the best things. They always have the best questions. I could show a trick to a kid, like I could say, check it out, as I take this coin, and just like that, with a blow, it vanishes. And kids go, wow, that's amazing. And then they'll do something like hand me a Lego brick and go, turn that into a horse. Because they think I'm actually a wizard. And I'm not. The coin's just in the other hand. You probably don't need to know this, but I'm not really magic. I'm sure that doesn't come as much of a shock to you. The reason magic works for adults is because you know I don't have any magic powers. So when I show you a trick, you go, how did he do that? And you're brought back to that childlike sense of wonder that you had when you were a kid. It doesn't have to be magic to be amazing. Take this Rubik's Cube, for example. This is obviously what it looks like when it's solved. But with a couple of jumbles, you can mix this up. This Rubik's Cube has over 43 quintillion different configurations that it can display. You're all looking at me like, what's a quintillion? It's an absurdly large number that makes no sense, so let me put it into a little bit of perspective for you. The 21 little pieces of plastic that make up this cube can be displayed in more configurations than there are grains of sand on this planet. That's crazy. I tell you what, I'm going to give you this. Do me a favor, jumble it up for me. Give it a little bit of a mix. Give it a couple of turns. Perfect. That took me hours. Once you've done that, just pass it to the person next to you. And if you could do the same thing, give it a little bit of a mix as well. Brilliant. Give it a jumble. Once you've done that, if you could pass it to the next person, do the same, couple of turns, keep passing it. When it gets to the person at the end, just hang on to it for me. We'll come back to that in a minute. Whilst they're doing that, I would love to show you guys a magic trick. The trick I wanted to show you is a money trick. But I know that if I used my own money, you would just think I was cheating. And I'm broke. So I'm hoping somebody in the audience will have a £10 note that I can borrow. So if you have some money on you, reach in your pockets, look at everybody, just like, not me, suddenly all the arms start folding. Come on, you help me out, I'll help you out. You have a £10 note, brilliant. If everybody with a £10 note, if you can wave them up in the air like I'm Kanye West or something. Perfect, there's a few people, there's somebody over here. Hello, I'm just going to quickly jog on up there. £10 note, perfect, thank you very much. Thank you. Unfortunately, this trick actually needs 2 £10 notes. So somebody, look at this, loads of money in the air. I'm going to come all the way up here. Thank you ever so much, fella. 2 £10 notes. Thank you, you generous people. I'm not really a magician. I'm just the world's worst pickpocket. Thank you for those. Neuroscience tells us that when we see a magic trick, it sparks our curiosity in our brain. And when our curiosity is sparked, it releases dopamine into our brain. Dopamine is kind of like, it's like a reward chemical. So it's usually sparked when we do things like with laughter, or if you eat a chocolate bar, or if you have sex. So using some magic, let's try and release some dopamine. I'm going to take these 2 £10 notes. Thank you very much to the people that lent me them. I'm going to put them together. Try and do it nice and neat so you can all see. I'm going to fold them in half. fold them in half again. And you find if I fold them kind of nice and small, just like that, if I give it a little blow, you see they actually change into one single solid £20 note. Not bad, right? Not bad, thank you. It's a pretty good trick. Less good for you guys. Maybe a good way for you to make friends, though, as long as you don't mind sharing things. I tell you what, actually, I've got a solution. Brilliant. One half for you. Thanks very much. And another half all the way over here for you. Yeah, you're kind of regretting that now, aren't you? Here you go. I tell you what, fella, maybe after the talk, you guys could, meet up and with some tape, I don't know. Now, I imagine there was probably a little bit less dopamine released in your two brains. But otherwise, the point still stands. I think you understand. When you see a magic trick or you see some humor like that, it sparks this little creative curiosity. And it's something that when we see it all together, it builds a connection and we all feel that connection together. A good example of this is a couple of years ago. After I'd done a show, I was having a drink in a bar. There was a guy in there, pretty drunk. And I don't know, he came over, maybe he didn't really like the look of me, something like that. He started being a little bit aggressive, and then he squares up to me and he's kind of looking for a fight. Now, I don't know if you can tell. I'm not much of a fighter. I'm a skinny little guy who had an overly misspent youth doing card tricks in my bedroom. I'm the last person that you want in a fight. I don't want to be there. But instead of kind of squaring up to him or running away, what do? Just reach forward, pluck a coin from behind his ear. And he goes, do that again. And for the next 10 minutes, I show him every single trick that I can think of on the spot. I'm just going wild with it. And at the end of that, he doesn't want to hit me anymore. He's laughing and relaxed, and we're sharing this bond together. And this is the power of magic I have found over the years, time and time again, that it brings us together and gives us this connection. I'd like to try and show you guys a trick. For this, I'm going to need to borrow somebody from the audience. Don't worry, you're not going to lose any money, and I'm not going to pick on you. Who are we looking at? You, yeah, looking right away there with the glasses. Can you give me a hand? Is that okay? Can we give her a huge round of applause if you just make your way around here? Thank you ever so much. Hello, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi there, what's your name? Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie, I'm Chris. We've never met before. No, we haven't set anything up or anything like that. Stephanie, what I have here is a deck of cards. As you can see, Stephanie, all the cards are completely different. None of them are the same. They're not in any kind of order or anything like that. Do you want to give them a shuffle? You're right, Stephanie. We don't have time. Don't worry, it's not important, actually. I'm just going to go through them. Just reach in and pick a card, any one you'd like. That one right there. Take it. Have a look at it. I'll pop these away, but you have a look at it, and I'm going to turn around, but make sure you show it to the audience as well. Perfect. How are we getting on with that Rubik's Cube, by the way, guys? Perfect? And it's had a few jumbles from everybody on the way? Perfect. I'm going to just put that over there. Stephanie, you've shown the card to some people. You know what it is. You'll remember it. What I want you to do, hold it like this, kind of at arm's length. I tell you what, actually, I'll hold it for you. I'm going to try and read your mind, Stephanie. I'm going to read your mind and see if I can tell you what that card is. For this to work, you need to stare at the card. Really visualize it. Really soak it in. I thought your glasses were going to be a lot more reflective than that. Never mind. Stare at the card, Stephanie. Stare at it. Really commit it to memory. Visualize it. Every line, every color. Sorry, did you check the card out? It is a normal card, by the way, yeah? On the back as well? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to try and read your mind, Stephanie. Is it the Ten of Hearts? How does he do it? How does he do it? Unbelievable. Yeah, some guy's genuinely clapping that down there. You laugh now. I did that the other day, and I got it wrong. Don't worry, that's not the trick. Stephanie, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to tear this. In fact, you do it for me. Just kind of tear this sort of corner off there for me. About a quarter of the card. Yeah, kind of in the middle. Tear it off. Perfect. Perfect. I'm just going to show, obviously, you guys can see that piece fits. Obviously, it just fits. She just tore it off now, but you can see that it's a totally matching piece. Do me a favor, hold your hand out for me, Stephanie. I'm going to place this right here. Squeeze your hand onto it. Hold your hand right there. Don't let go of it. I'm going to fold the rest of that card up. And I also need this. It's a little bit of tissue paper. The reason that I use tissue paper is it's kind of see-through, so you should sort of be able to see your card as we fold it up. And you maybe see it through there. I also need this little lighter. Could you do me a favor? With your other hand, can you just hold that for me? Thank you, Stephanie. Watch really closely, and you'll see it happen. It's a miracle. How does he do it? Oh! Are you magic? Wasn't expecting that. Here, check it out. Not bad, right? Now that's okay. That's okay. But wouldn't it be amazing if the rest of that card had flown through the air and landed in your hand? Yes, take a look, take a look. You genuinely thought that was going to happen for a minute there, didn't you? Yeah, and so did you. So did you. You see, it's that curiosity, isn't it? You go, no way, how is this going to... It's not, that's the answer. Do me a favor, hold on to that card a little bit more. I'm going to light this again. Just take it. I'm going to try and make those pieces come back. I think, in one of these pockets, I have a little bit more of that paper. Just hold that flame right there. Watch closely. You'll just see. Whoa. It's not really what I was expecting, if I'm honest. Do you like chocolate? Yeah, cool. I'll tell you what, I'll do a swap. Take that for me. Wait a minute. Wouldn't it be amazing, right, if the rest of that card had flown through the air and somehow landed inside the wrapping of that chocolate bar? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Nice and slow. Yeah, tear it open. Tear it open. Okay, don't worry about the chocolate. Take the chocolate out just gently, but look inside the bottom of the wrapper. Have a look. Inside there, is that your... You totally played along there, didn't you? It's not really that impressive, that, is it? You like chocolate, though? Do you want to share it? We might release some dopamine, you never know. Break it open. Yeah, go on, I'll have half, you have half. Take a look at that. Is there something inside there? You see? Reach in, take it out. Is that inside the chocolate? What is it? Surely not. Unfold it. See if it is your matching card, the 10 of hearts. Can you unravel it? Oh, the tension is killing me. Is it your card, the 10 of hearts? Thank you. Thanks. Oh, check. Does the piece fit? Check. Check. I can hold the chocolate for you if you want. Is it a perfect fit? Let's show them. I'll hold this if you want. It's a perfect fit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. A huge round of applause for Stephanie as she grabs her seat. Thank you so much for helping. Woo. So why does magic matter? Why it matters is because I saw all of your faces. You were all looking at that like, how did he do that? And you know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How it's done is not what's important. What's important is that shared feeling that we have, that connection that just sparks with us. Our curiosity is sparked and we feel this connection together. It brings you back to that childlike wonder. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be magic. It might not be magic tricks for you. So for me, it's space. I love space. Space is like the coolest thing ever. And my girlfriend knows this, so last week she took me to go and see Commander Chris Hadfield, the Canadian astronaut. You might have heard of him. Go see him lecture. And it was just mind-blowing. Seeing a guy talk about blasting off and leaving our planet just brought back all of those memories of being a kid and feeling like space was the coolest thing, fantasizing about being an astronaut myself. So what I try and do with my magic is I try and bring people back to that childlike moment where everything is new, everything is astounding. And you know what? Maybe getting a card inside some chocolate isn't actually impossible. And for a kid, that's amazing. And it can be that way for you. Because wouldn't life just be so much better if we didn't all take things so seriously? Now, I do my magic all over the world. I've traveled around with it loads. In Vietnam, I taught a guy to juggle just through play. In the Sahara Desert, I showed magic tricks to the Berber people there, and in return, they showed me how they do their traditional drumming. It didn't matter that we didn't share the same language. We communicated through playful interactions. Imagine a world where we could all connect and communicate together as easily and naturally as children playing do. So 20 years later, I find myself here, and it turns out my mum was wrong. You can grow up and still become a magician. In fact, you can grow up and be whatever you want to be. Just don't try and grow up too much. I understand that might sound like a complicated paradox. But like most things in life, it might seem impossible. But if you try hard, you'll find it's not that difficult at all. Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you very much. Thank you.